What is up, bro? It's me, Josh, and in today's video, we're going over the next episode of Ship of the Week, my series, where I go over the ship that I have enjoyed playing the most in the last week. If you guys missed last week's episode, we went over the Okhotnik. I'll put a link down and below. And basically, in this series, I'm going to go over the ship I had the most fun this past week, go over the build I run with it, the playstyle, and show you some gameplay. So, this latest ship and this latest ship of the week is the Okhotnik, however you want to pronounce it. I believe it's Okhotnik. The new Russian Tier 5 Premium. Now, this ship gets a lot of, I wouldn't say hate, it gets made fun of, it looks weird, it's interesting. It's basically like the St. Louis, if the St. Louis had a destroyer buddy, and just a Russian DD with a massive, massive amount of guns, and it's a lot of fun to play. In my opinion, honestly, I think this is one of the best, if not the best Tier 5 destroyer in the game right now, because it's such a good anti-DD. I think the Grimyashi, the other Russian DD, is probably still a little bit better, but this thing has an insanely low detectability. It's only outspotted by, at Tier 5, by the Kamikaze, Minikaze, and the Fujin, basically all the same ship. So it's only outspotted by that, and you're gonna beat those guys in a gunfight. So this thing is pretty nuts, and the best part about this is you can actually get it. You can be very aggressive in this ship because the detection's so low, so you almost outspot everything, and the torps are insane. So I actually enjoyed what I did right here. I figured the smoke was somebody chilling in a destroyer, maybe some kind of destroyer, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to throw up some torps. I have 12 torps, 4 sets of 3. They're only 4.5 kilometers, but hey, I'm going to give it a try. Just basically fill up that smoke with torps. And what do? We kill our fellow comrade, as I say in chat right here. We kill our fellow comrade Okhotnik. He was chilling in the smoke. Now, one of the massive downsides of the Okhotnik is it is a huge. It's a super. Same thing as Okhotnik. It's a really long ship, and it does not. It doesn't turn very well. It's kind of slow at times. But man, if you just load that smoke in with torps, there's nothing you can really do. So insta kill, we got him. Really, really good kill. It's a really good ship. And yeah, basically what the torps are is the torps are going to be kind of surprise torps and kind of YOLO torps. Now, your detection on this ship is 5.7 kilometers, and your torps are only 4.5, but they reload really, really quickly. So this New York is kind of screwed. I figured I would launch a couple. Maybe he would think he's safe and push up. And that's basically exactly what he does. So the upside is if I needed to get more torps off, you know, I got reload in like, I think it's 40 seconds. So already the first two are going to be coming out. So he's within 4.5 kilometers. Basically, if anything is within 4.5 kilometers, either a battleship or a cruiser or even another destroyer, they're basically, they're dead with these torps. They're really fast torps, they hit hard, and they're going to absolutely just wreck. So first 2 kills go to me, Josh, in the Okhotnik, and this game was just a blast. And I feel like at Tier 5, yeah, it's a bit of a seal clubbing situation. A lot of ships go in really straight lines, and you really have the ability to kind of pick on some newer players, I guess. Not really the reason to like sell this ship, but there is just in that situation a lot of battleships that kind of just go in straight lines, so you can profit a bit more from doing more battleship damage with the lower range torpedoes. So right now this kind of shows the ability for you to just disengage from a fight in this ship, you know, turn off the AA so you're not shooting at that plane. And although he is out of my range, he's coming forward, so I'm just going to launch some torps, trying to put him some damage, try to force repair, and really try to work on it. But the best part about this is 5 of the 7 guns, yes, 7 guns are in the back of the ship, so it does a really, really good job at running away. So I can kind of, I'm a very thin ship, I'm a you know, low in the water, low profile, so I have the ability to just basically fire with my back guns and kind of shake around and be a really, really hard target to hit. You know, he's going to have a heck of a time. So we did get a torp hit, and we did get the flood on this guy, so we're going to basically just try to get a fire on him if we can. I mean, the profile on the ship is so low, and you know, it's such a narrow ship, it's actually really, really hard to hit. So he's not focusing on me anymore. He's taking that flood damage, so we're going to get a little bit more aggressive right now and kind of just push in. We had, I think it's, yeah, Konisberg was trying to ruin the party a little bit. So we're just going to push up and try to take out this battleship if we can. I mean, at 5.7 kilometers, you have the ability of just like kind of disengaging and then wait for them to have, especially a battleship with their turret so slow. You can have the ability to just absolutely like almost get around them so their guns can't turn. You can kind of flank the guy and then just absolutely wreck face, which is pretty sweet actually. So this game actually was kind of interesting. As you can see, our whole team is where the A cap would be, all the way on the west side. Almost our entire team is right there, and their whole team kind of went the C cap area. Yes, I know it's not the normal caps, just standard battles, but so kind of focusing on like we might need to roll back. The only thing playing defense is our CV, and so I put those torps out. Figured they were gonna be good. You know, he's burning down. He's pretty low anyway, and all we needed was like 1 or 2 torp hits. So down he goes. There's our 3rd kill. 3 of 4 are ours, so it's pretty sweet. And this Konigsberg is gonna be our next target. And as you can see, I was having a good game, 82,000 damage already, and we had a guy on cap, and I was like, "Hey, don't cap out. I want to farm some more damage." And he was gracious enough to basically say, "All right, cool, let's farm out some more damage." And it was pretty cool. A lot of people don't really do that, so pretty nice of him to do that. So right now, he got absolutely annihilated, which was kind of the cool part, and yeah, so that was pretty sweet. I had the torps ready, so I was kind of like hoping to really get some more torps maybe on it if you pushed up, if you didn't have sonar, and just really like hit him with the guns. If you can really see, the guns hit super hard in this ship. They're 730 millimeter shells, and they have about a 10-second reload. So it's pretty insane how much damage you can do. I mean, you can rip salvos for 3 or 4K on destroyers with ships that have a really high profile. Let's say if you're going against like a Nicholas, which is something you would probably lose a fight against 1v1 normally. Since your profile is so low and their profile, they have such a high, I would say almost superstructure, you can hit them and you're of course going to get the first salvo off. So if you can put a 3,000 salvo hit into somebody, even though he has a faster reload, you have more guns and your guns are going to hit harder. So it really gives the ship a good advantage. And I remember, I think I three salvoed in one game a destroyer from 100 to 0. So the guns on this, it may not look like it because it has a slow reload, but this is basically like the best anti-DD destroyer in tier 5. I completely think it's the best anti-DD destroyer at tier 5. Better than the Grammy, better than you know, a bunch of ships basically at tier 5, because it's so stealthy, and if something rushes you, you have 12 torps to basically like crisscross and just absolutely wreck the face. And really, 9 times out of 10 against any other destroyer, you're gonna get that first salvo off, and that salvo is really going to hurt that guy. So one awesome thing too is the turrets turn 360 degrees, so you don't, even though they're relatively slow turrets, they're not quite as slow as like the Gramyashi is. They are still really slow, but the best thing is they're 360 degrees, so you don't really need to push to go all the way around and turn back. You can basically just you know, kind of do that front 90 degrees most of the time. Now if you are like not very careful with your mouse, they will end up still doing like the complete like rotation, but still most of the time it works out. So there's our 4th kill, 86k, almost 87k so far. And I figured right now we would just push this Cleveland. I think this Cleveland was shooting like AP at us. So we'd actually probably win this fight, just gun for gun. That's how insane this ship is, if we didn't give him too much of a broadside. So I was trying to get around this island, because maybe I would fake him out. And I mean, that's like, even front on, just the back guns. And the back guns are so accurate. This game, this is the ship. I love this ship. And I think for like $12 or something like that, it's so much fun to play. So this Cleveland, pushing around, basically working right into my plan. The one thing I was kind of worried about though is this destroyer right here. I didn't know where he was, so I was a little uneasy, and he actually tagged me here. So I was hoping he would kind of do this, and it's exactly what he did do, but then I actually got robbed. So I want to keep moving in the smoke. Even though he's got the plane up, he's going to see all these torps. These things are so fast, and there's so many of them that at that speed, there's no way he's going to get away from it. He's just going to at least take one. That's going to basically do it. Also, this ship, since it's 130 That's my kill. Come on, man. Come on. So yeah, so I was a little bummed, but we pumped in a little bit more damage. I mean, and there's the DD. That's the other one I was kind of worried about. So, but I mean, this thing's just gonna win the fight, even at 5,700. If I was going against this guy full life, I would feel 100% okay with it because of how freaking hard these guns hit. I mean, 1,800 salvo and with only 9,400 life. That's pretty nice, actually. It's pretty nice. So I was just gonna chill in the smoke a little bit. He launched his torp, so I wasn't really too worried about anything. And I had plane cover, but I was like, I'll just push him. Who cares? Worst case scenario, I probably get a trade for him, maybe if he has torps again. But other than that, I'm just gonna go in and push for the kill. So I think he even rolls out of smoke. So pretty awesome game so far. High caliber, 2 devastating strikes, especially starting out with killing and a Okhotnik at the start of the game with blind torps, not even knowing where he was actually a pretty good start to the game. This ship has a really high chance of fire, which is amazing, and of course just the pure alpha damage. So 84 hits, 4 flood, and I mean there's like a 2,200 damage salvo. It's crazy to really think about at this tier with how little life some of these destroyers have. 2,500 salvo on a guy that only has about 4 times that. That's insane. That's why I'm loving this ship so much, and that's why we're gonna bring home and get this cracking on this salvo right here. So the Okhotnik is definitely my ship of the week. Almost 110,000 damage with this destroyer. All we need to do is just kill the last little CV. I think he dies pretty quick here. So we will bounce back to the port. A Kraken, high caliber, 2 devastating strikes, and over 100k damage in tier 5 DD. Let's bounce back to the port though, and I'll show you my captain loadout and mods and everything like that. So for the modules on the Okhotnik, this is what I run. It's only a tier 5, so there's only a few. So it's pretty basic loadout. Our main armament mod 1, aiming system mod 1, and also propulsion. I take propulsion on almost all my DDs. Even though I run last stand, I don't like to lose propulsion, because if you've ever been in a situation where you've lost your propulsion and you've basically glided out of smoke, I really hate that, and so I try to avoid that, and any chance of not getting a engine capacitation is pretty freaking awesome. So I always take that. Pretty basic on this. Of course, I run the premium consumables on all this. And for captain skills, I really feel like this captain skill, or this ship, only requires a 14-point captain, but it does really require a 14-point captain to be effective. Priority target, I love this, especially as being a DD and a DD hunter. It's good to know how much trouble you're potentially in. Also, maybe if there's more DDs in the area or not. Last stand, a must, mandatory on all DDs. Don't take anything else other than last stand first. At the tier 2, guys, please take last stand. We're trying. Last stand nation, DDs, we need you. If you don't take them, please be on the enemy team. But last stand must on all DDs. Please take it, guys. Demo expert, I think this is pretty basic. Tier 5. You could get a little bit extra health, and I would probably pick up maybe a little bit extra at a 17-point captain, but not really needed quite yet. But the Demo Expert, I think, is the best out of the tier 3s at first, because most of the time what you're going to end up doing is you're going to go against some destroyers, you're going to win that gunfight, you're going to kill that DD, and then you're basically going to be just picking on stuff the rest of the game. So I like the Demo Expert for like getting that fire, then going dark and getting another fire, and going undetected and stuff like that. So first, you do need to pick up Concealment Expert. I think this is just mandatory. Getting that detection down to 5.7 is an insanely good thing. You're only going to get outspotted by the Minakaze Kamikaze Fujin, and so this is really, really nice. And then AFT, I do think this is needed to be a really, really effective ship. Without it, your fire range is just not enough. The best part about this ship, it is a premium ship, so you can train any other captain or transfer captain right onto it without taking the retraining penalty. So getting a 14-point captain from how many Russian destroyers there are and other Russian DDs there are those are the same thing. Anyways, but it's really easy to transfer a captain onto this, so that's the best part. But this is a pretty basic 14-point. At 18-point or 17-point, I'd probably pick up Survivability Expert, and then at 19 points, I'd probably pick up Expert Marksmanship to just help with those guns a little bit, because you're gonna get the 2.5 degrees, so it actually really help a lot. But this is really all you need. You only need a 14-point captain, getting Concealment Expert and AFT. So this ship is a blast, guys. Really enjoying this ship. Probably one of my favorite tier 5s to play right now, if not my favorite tier 5 to play. I honestly feel like it may be the best tier 5 DD for being a DD hunter or an anti-DD. You just hit so hard, and you just out-detect almost everything, and you're such a low-profile target, you're actually really, really hard to hit. So use the torps as kind of an ambush, and use the torps to kind of take away maybe something's chasing you, and you're going away. You can then do it, but remember to disengage when you guys can, because the detectability is so low. So if you are kind of getting picked on, just stop shooting, go dark, and just basically get some distance, and then come back and then fight the battle again. So all in all, guys, I love this ship. If you haven't, I would definitely grab it. It's a really cheap price for a really, really fun ship on a line that just got changed with the Russian destroyers. So a great retraining captain as well, and a lot of fun to play. But that is my ship of the week, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know what ship you guys are enjoying in this past week in the comments down below. Remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.